Yeah, I bet you didn't expect this kind of video. So, unfortunately, there's something that came up that I feel the need to talk about because, unfortunately, this is my face, first of all. Kind of first official face reveal on the channel, but it is the first face reveal that I've done since, I guess I got more popular. So, I just needed to talk about something because I had planned on putting a video out, and right here is the video that I was planning on putting out, which, as the title would suggest, I have uninstalled Destiny 2. And as general, it's kind of me taking a long break. It was intended as a goodbye for now and not a goodbye forever because always I've said this 1,000 times. If I'm taking a break, it's not permanent. It's on Bungie because it would be up to them restoring Destiny to what I would want it or would what words. I would want to play the game that Bungie made. And right now that's not the truth. And if they come out with something down the line that piques my interest that I think actually has potential, of course I'll come back. But there's also the issue of the Destiny 2 community and some of them just not knowing what the fuck some things mean to people. And I will warn you, there will be language as this is genuine from my heart, and I have to just talk about some of this shit. And also, trigger warning, I suppose, because I will be talking about a sensitive topic. And right now, I posted that to my TikTok account, which is not at all used for my YouTube videos. It's a life tracker sort of thing. I just post what I'm thinking at random times. I look at funny videos, I send them to my buddy Google. We share shit posts all the time. Gallows humor that's not exactly welcome mostly in real life. So I posted to my TikTok as just a picture of me clicking the uninstall button and just saying so long for now. If Bungie makes different decisions, I'll be back, but it's literally unlikely as there's some decisions they've been making that no one's liked that they've done for years. Sunsetting, of course, being the operative main thing. But there was the usual, like, I want to say like 3 times of posts. There was, first off, the people that were in the same boat as me, that they've lost faith in Bungie. They're away from Destiny right now. They just are not liking it. And then there's the second post or type of comment that was the usual Bungie sarcasm where, no one stays away from Destiny forever. They all say, see you tomorrow. See you next week when you reinstall the game because you missed it too much. See you in Edge of Fate, which is right around the corner. There's 1,000 different ways people made the joke of, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. This means nothing. That inherently wasn't the thing that got to me because they're a dime a dozen. Anyone can make those jokes in the Destiny community. But then there was the third type of post or third type of comment that it was the people going, why do people make so much drama about this? Why do people have to act like it's a terrible thought? Why are people making such a big deal about not playing a game? If you don't like it, stop playing and shut the fuck up. That was essentially the type of comments I would see. And the problem is, you never know what something actually means to somebody else. And this, you could say this is a chill moment that I'm just a piece of garbage or something. I'm just not a real person. But that's not what this is about. So let me give you some backstory. 2014 is when I first got into high school, and that's also when Destiny came out. Not long after getting teeth pulled, which was a really not fun experience, my dad actually gifted me the same week of launch Destiny, the original. And I played that semi alone. I had some friends off of Xbox who also played that I linked up with, played until Taken King, and then those friends became distant, and then I met a buddy of mine who at the time was known as Darth Maple Syrup. I had played with one friend, we played some Battlefield 4, we were doing some custom games. We joined this friend, Darth Maple Syrup. Messed around on snipers, Operation Locker, that middle C point. Everyone who plays Battlefield knows what it is. So before too long, I make friends with this guy named Darth, and before too long, he actually realizes, oh, hey, you play Destiny? And I was like, yeah, I play Destiny. And it's like, oh, shit, now I have so much things to talk about because he was an absolute nerd. You would label him as an autistic nowadays with the amount of shit he knew. He was like a world record holder for all the Grimoire, holding dead ghosts at one point. He held a world record for Crota in one of the long-standing things. He even had Bungie supposedly reach out to him and say, "Hey, can you make?" Or he reached out to Bungie because of it and said, "Hey, can I have the name like Darth Crota or Darth Light-Eater at some point?" He was a major Star Wars nerd. So he always had something related to Darth blank. And before too long, we became brothers, practically. He was a best friend to me. We had a very close crew, maybe about a half a dozen or more that were the main crew. It was almost like our time with the original Vanoss crew. We were so close. Then time kept going, Rise of Iron, Destiny 2, and everything. Destiny 2 Forsaken comes out, and my buddy Darth, he was a man of his word. He told me that if they ever killed Cade, he would leave Destiny and never come back. And pretty much he kept that word. I don't recall if he had actually returned at some point officially. As far as I remember, he had actually kept his word. He quit Destiny altogether. And before too long, cut to 2020, he is an expecting father. And it was amazing news. He had his own daughter, the mother, they were very close. And it seemed life was good with them. Like we had one or two rough parts, but otherwise we were brothers, family, chosen blood family. And then 2022, out of nowhere, he I'm just going to straight up say it. He made an attempt at suicide. He made an attempt to take his own life. And while it wasn't initially final, it's all fuzzy, the memories of mine. Regardless, the night he tried, it wasn't the moment that he tried that ended his life, but before too long, he was not with the living anymore. He had officially taken his own life or done actions that resulted in him ending his own life. And that was one of two funerals I've had to attend. And that was one that I knew I couldn't cry. And I had to do my best to keep all of my friends there happy. I had to keep them laughing. So I talked about all the fun times we had with him. I talked about my friend Darth in ways that I hadn't thought about in ages because all the memories just came flooding back. And I made sure that while everyone else was crying, I had them laughing. Because I couldn't stand the thought of my friend thinking that we're crying over him because he made us laugh so goddamn much. I met somebody I considered a brother because of Destiny. I made a YouTube channel because of Destiny. I have a small but faithful community that is because of Destiny. And several times throughout my life, when things got dark, Destiny was a light in the dark, among others. So hearing people be so belittling that leaving something that I've been a part of for over a decade, that it was just something not worth announcing. It wasn't anything. It was a cry for attention. It wasn't anything worth actually talking about. It, I don't know the word. I was disgusted. I was appalled. I guess you could say at baseline I was offended. But I met people that I consider family today because of Destiny. People that right now, if they told me they were hurting, I would drive across the United States, into other countries, to Canada, to even the UAE in the Middle East. I would go at the drop of a hat because those people needed me. I have them because of destiny. And to hear people say that it isn't that much, it isn't that deep, what the fuck do you know? What do you fucking know? You can be a Call of Duty nerd, played for the last however many titles, but in the end, you skip 1 to 1 and you'll say, oh, yeah, Call of Duty's great. I played it. But how many times can you look at a game that's lasted 10 years, a franchise that has lasted a good portion of your adult life, and say it wasn't anything? Because it meant a fucking lot to me to think that after 10 years of absolutely loving, grinding, hammering, consuming every single bit of Destiny content I got. You can look behind me. There's a Cade statue. I'd mess with the camera if I think it didn't fall down. There's a Savathun statue, a $400 fucking dollar statue, the classic Splicer Captain right there. There's shit that if it wasn't for Destiny, if I was a fake fan, or it's struggling for words here. But to think that somebody could look at a franchise that you put so much into and have conflict over taking a break, have doubts in yourself, doubts in the developers because something you loved for so long is taking wrong paths that you don't like. It just absolutely disgusted me, to say the least, to think that something that meant so much to me, that was such a big part of not only me growing up through high school, but also just a part of my adult life, making me who I was. Or who I am, I should say. I'm not on the ledge. Don't need to worry about me that way. But to think that so many people belittled something without knowing nearly what something meant to somebody was disgusting, to say the least. And you could say it's because it's TikTok, but in the end, it was the Destiny community. There was people always who say, if you don't like it, get the fuck out. Not knowing that, of course, you've been at it for 10 plus years and that something meant so much to somebody that actually leaving it behind is a problem. It's an issue. It's a conflict because there's so many things that I'm thankful for because of Destiny. Experiences, thoughts, characters. You want to know how much this brain is possibly in the tism? Well, Destiny is an example of potentially how. But I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just so many people belittled what was meant to be a goodbye for now into something so much less, not knowing that something to me is so much more than anyone could imagine. So, on that note, of course, I guess it should be assumed, I did uninstall Destiny. Right now, it's 144 gigs off my hard drive. I will continue to stream, and I will create content in various games. I'm sure somebody saw the video I put up today talking about Xbox being able to play Helldivers finally, eventually. So, the channel is not over. I just had to talk about this because, in the end, you never know what something means to somebody. You never know how much something can truly mean to somebody, especially when it's just some random stranger on the internet. You never know. You never know that somebody lost somebody that meant 1,000 times more than anything to something that you think is such a small thing. So, in the end, think about criticism sometimes. If somebody seems to actually be talking about something that seems heartfelt, sometimes you just got to look at it and say, I'm not going to say anything. I have no idea what this means to them. Because in the end, it could mean a fucking lot. His name was Darth Extremis when he passed, but his real name was William Ty. And I would like to just take this moment for all of my friends who knew him as well, just to say, I miss you, Darth. You were a good friend. And if it wasn't for destiny, I would have never met you. And I wish that you were still with us today. So on that note, of course, any sort of channel activity that you would like to give a like, a comment, subscribe, any sort of thing, even if it's just watching to the end of the video. I appreciate you so much. If you hate my face and never want to see it again, trust me, you won't need to see it for a while. And before anyone makes any comments, yes, I do have absolutely fucking long hair. So with that, my name is the Mad Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video. You all take care now.